Hello everyone, how's it going? I was just looking at a photo that I almost deleted, and I thought that you might need a reminder to not always delete the photos that don't work out initially because they might work out later. So this is a photo that I took recently that I actually really love. It's one of my favorite photos of the last month or two that I've found on my little adventures throughout the country. Super cool photograph, but this is the original. The original is not even close to what I thought I saw when I was out there in the field. So it was fading light. I had my car, the headlights on, so I was trying to illuminate a little bit of the road and the sign. It was it was just so pretty up there. And it was the last absolute bits of light that were there. I was like, man, this might be a cool photograph, but it was really dark, and so I had to boost my ISO a little bit, and I was hand holding and all that stuff, and I get home and look at the photo, and I'm like, doesn't look that great, right? So if you look at it, it's just a little bit overall too dark. I'm like, man, I don't even like it that much. Luckily, with just a few minutes of editing, I was able to get the shot that I liked. So I almost thought about deleting it. That is a bad idea. Don't delete photos unless they're super, super blurry or like way out of control, crazy bad, and you have a good, if you take a sequence of like 10 shots and they're all very, very, very close and one's just like great and the other ones are not, maybe in that situation you could delete some, but even some photographers be like, just keep everything. Storage is cheap. I have a mix between the two. I'll keep the best two or three out of a sequence, and I'll definitely just get rid of the really, really bad ones. So this is one that I was thinking, maybe I should just get rid of it because it's from a medium format camera. It's a lot of storage. I'm like, maybe I should cut it. But I'm glad I didn't because I got that original shot. It reminds me of some of the other photos that I've been able to save over the last year or so. So what I've been doing is building up my catalog of usable images that I could sell on like my Etsy store or on my own website that I'm trying to trying to get going. And I have been able to go back and pull some amazing stuff out of my old photos. I was lucky in that I was shooting in RAW pretty much when I started photography. So back when I had my 10D, my 20D, the old cameras, I was shooting in RAW, and I'm very, very happy that I did that because I've been able to go in and pull some really, really good photographs out of bad ones. Let me show you some examples. This is from one of my first ever actual photo trips where I got in the car, had a couple cameras and lenses with me, one camera and a couple lenses, sorry. The Canon 20D, the old, I think 8 megapixel, was it 8 megapixels maybe? I can't remember. But not a lot of megapixels. Anyways, I shot all these in RAW, and I went out there into the South Dakota. I made a bunch of mistakes, and some of these photos are just not that great. I went during the worst possible time of the day. And this is an example of a photo that's just kind of blah. It is chimney rock. It's one of the icons of Nebraska. This little chimney rock thing, and it's just blah. Not much there. But in today's environment, I was able to pull a lot out. I shot it in RAW, and so I was able to bring back some of the color. So if you even look down here below, you can see that I pulled some color back and made it look a lot better. I was able to sharpen it quite a bit more than I had initially. So initially it was pretty soft, and in this version it's a lot more defined, a lot more detailed. And then of course I was able to pull in a dramatic sky, throw it in there. This is one of the skies that I think came with the Photoshop. I was just messing around trying to learn it, and I was like, man, this is pretty cool. Another shot from Chimney Rock. Right behind Chimney Rock is this little spot right here. And I kind of recognize, I'm kind of proud of me seeing the scene and recognizing this tree is kind of cool, and it's swaying kind of over into the hills there, and all the grasses are moving that way too. But it's pretty flat, and the lighting's not great. And it's another one that I was able to go into and actually make a lot better, and just the contrast, add a little bit of character to the image, right? Make it more vivid. Throw in a sky that I took, and I think that overall it looks pretty cool. It's a good shot. It's one that I could definitely print like an 8x10, 11x14. The resolution's not crazy, but it's a nice one that I enjoy looking at. And then this is another example. So this one, again, shot in RAW and not perfect, probably just a touch, like maybe overexposed. I was close. And a shot that was cool in the scene, and I'm happy that I recognized that it was cool, but also that I was able to make way, way, way cooler. So just look at that. in editing, that's the old 20D shot that I shot in RAW. And then that's a current shot that I was able to go in and really, really work on a little bit. I went in and did a lot of stuff, including adding my own sky back in there. And I just absolutely think this is a cool photograph. And so that's the conclusion of the video. You know, I had this photo that I almost ignored at least or didn't think about. And about a week later was able to get that, which is something I'm really, really proud of. And this is definitely one of those photos that I want to put into my library, into my black and white section of my website, and get going. So that's it. If you have any questions, just throw them below. I'm happy to help. I love helping beginning photographers get better at photography and keep moving on. So have a great day. We'll see you later.